Hello everybody and welcome along to the Wedding Help Podcast. I'm your host Dale Thomas and today I'm delighted to have a very special guest. Cara Hunter is the MLA for East Derry and at just 24 years of age made history becoming the youngest Deputy Mayor of Derry City and Strabane District Council. Alongside her work in politics, Cara has become a passionate advocate for mental health and safety and supporting young people. More recently, Cara celebrated another incredible milestone, getting married. Cara, welcome along to the podcast. Thank you so much for taking time out to do this as well.
Thank you for having me.
On your busy schedule. So you got married recently?
I did. So it was last September 5th and best day of my entire life. It's almost a year now because we're coming up again to September.
This is anniversary present we were saying.
Yes, so exactly. He's going to love it. But no, best day of my life. But then of course there's so much that goes in behind it. I think I really wasn't anticipating or could even begin to understand. But there's just so much, isn't there?
Yeah. Take us right back. So where did you grow up and where did you sort of come from? If people don't know you or only know you from politics, or give us a wee bit of your background.
So I grew up in Portrush, here in, it was County Antrim, and then my husband is from Derry City. And I first met him back in, oh my God, it's flown now. I think it was 2019. And I met him actually on a campaign trail.
Right.
So it was the European elections, so it was the last time people could vote for an MEP here in Northern Ireland. And we just got off like a house on fire and it really went from strength to strength. And I didn't get married in my local parish.
Who made the first move?
Who made the first?
That's important.
Well, that's a great point. So, when I first saw my husband, so he's called Peter.
Yeah.
He was wearing. I remember everything he was wearing. He was wearing a black polo. It was like one of those Fred Perry.
Right.
And I thought, my goodness, who is that? He's very, very handsome. But I didn't realize he was 10 years older than me. So there's a bit of an age gap between us.
Aye.
And I had got elected, and after I got elected, he had texted me to say fantastic campaign. And I was all, thanks so much and all. And then eventually he was like, look, if you're ever available, let's go for a beer. So he was the one to make the first move.
Well, that's good. That's good. And the man should make the first move, I suppose.
I agree. I'm old school. Yeah.
Did you find that difficult, I suppose, I don't want to go into politics too much, but did you find that difficult, I suppose, with politics? You have so much going on in life and meeting somebody as well, I suppose, 100%. Quite hard.
It's balancing, I suppose, your family life, your relationships, and then, of course, work, which can have you're working sort of all different hours. Sometimes your weekends aren't your own. But no, I'm very blessed. My husband, he's been so supportive and we've been together now since 2019. But then again, I think prepping for our wedding, he at times actually done a lot of the heavy lifting just because my work, I suppose, is so demanding, or maybe there's late night votes and things like that. So he done a lot of the work, thank God. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's great as well. I suppose men, husbands to be getting involved in the wedding. We were actually chatting before we came on, and I said I had nothing to do. Jamie, my wife, she done everything in our wedding.
God.
Thank God.
Somebody has to take the reins.
But that's great to have that as well. Somebody to help out as well with the wedding plan and stuff.
And my husband, as I mentioned before, he was in a band years ago.
Yeah.
So really, really trusted him with all the musical aspects of things. And we had just the most incredible band, Twist and Stout.
Yeah.
And they're from the sort of northwest area. And we had just arranged, we were really mindful, when it came to our guests, because, I'm in my 30s, my husband's in his 40s, and our parents are older. We did want like a wee mix of, music everybody would know, some current chart music, and also the band that he was in, Scruff, all those years ago.
And that's the thing with weddings as well. You have so many different guests and you are trying to please everybody or trying to get stuff that makes sense for everybody. Yeah. What did you find was important to you in your wedding day? What was the most important things for yourself?
Wow, that's a great question. I think for me, I wanted everybody to feel included. So what we did have is my husband, he designed all the little personal, layouts, menus. He did them all. He designed them all. And we just wanted our guests to feel, just really welcome. And, we're really passionate about, we love food in our house. We're a bit foodies. So we really wanted to provide them a venue where they could have it really is a once in a lifetime experience, the Old Glen Bar in Carrigart. And we just wanted everybody to feel, really part and parcel of our day. And certainly in our speeches, we tried to include as many names as possible. But we just had, we got married initially in Corrigart Chapel.
Yeah.
And it was just the most beautiful, our priest just made it really all about love, and we got to choose our own, prayers, and we got to choose our own gospel, like what we'd like to focus on. And it was
that
brilliant.
can be a big thing too as well, because it can be really hard. Sometimes it has to be really traditional. And I suppose finding that's something then that mightn't be traditional and adding it in can be difficult too.
Yeah, and even song choices, in the chapel. So the song I chose to walk up the aisle for is it's an Irish song, Mogil Lamar.
Right.
And we had a trad band, so they played that in the chapel, and it was beautiful. I don't think my mum stopped crying the entire time. But I really wanted, Ireland's such a big part of my identity through work, through how I grew up. And I wanted a song in Irish.
And did you have great connections with Donegal? So you got married in Corrigart, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
You have the Downlands right beside it, and so you have beautiful picture-wise. You're spoilt for pictures.
Oh my goodness,
I'm sure on the day there as well.
My husband and I, so throughout our whole relationship, anytime we were both stressed, with work or whatever, we always went to Donegal. And we went to the cliffs. Was it Slieve League? I can't remember there's cliffs in Donegal. So we had gone to a place called the Rusty Mackerel.
Right.
And that was like our go-to. We would always go there.
Yeah.
And Donegal for us is like an off switch. It's like once you go across the border, it's just like you just feel at peace.
I think it's one of them childhood places as well. We all went in our childhood, and we were all taking our childhood to Donegal, so it's great memories too.
Oh, amazing. And just lovely memories, like sea swimming and stuff. So for Donegal for us was like, I didn't want to get married in Derry. He didn't want to get married in Portrush. So it was a nice way to switch off from the job too, so you're not you're just pulled away from it all, which was lovely.
How did you come across the venue, or did you know about the venue before you booked it, or how did it?
What happened was Peter's father turned 70,
right,
and they had booked the Old Glen Bar for like a nice dinner, to celebrate him. And we were there, and Peter turned around and was like, "This would be a beautiful place to get married," Now, I was a stickler for a chapel. I wanted to obviously get married in a chapel and then have a venue. My husband is quite agnostic, so he didn't really care about that, but I was kind of hell-bent. We'll go to the chapel and then we'll come here. And I have to say, the staff at the Old Glen Bar are exceptional, start to finish. The logistics, how professional it was, the timing, and the food. Kieran, the chef, just remarkable. And there was something for everybody, whether they were gluten-free, vegetarian, vegan, whatever. Start to finish. It is just like almost cinematic.
Yeah.
It's like an old country pub attached to this like really lovely, authentic, Irish restaurant.
Yeah.
And all fresh fish and like anybody I meet.
So it's just beautiful, so it was.
Just lovely.
Did you find that it's a more intimate venue? So you had around 70 guests, is that right, at your wedding?
Yeah.
Did you find that really difficult?
Yes, and I often say, like, this job, of course, politics, very political, but nothing is more political than who you're inviting to your wedding, who isn't getting to go, who's going to sit beside who.
That was a real debate then, so it was.
Oh my God.
It was more than a dead storm it could ever be.
100%. And just making sure, like, everybody who came, we wanted them to feel like we were sitting them at tables where they knew at least one person.
Yeah.
But we also, what was lovely about the wedding experience was you were having friends from uni chatting to your uncles, or you were having friends you've made in the last couple of years chatting with, your parents or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was just lovely to see the friendships that were actually formed that night.
I think even from my point of view, performing at a smaller wedding, I think all the guests become like a bridal party.
Like this.
And it becomes, where the bridal party would be the sort of, they're like their own wee
100%.
clique. I think on a smaller wedding, everybody just becomes nearly part of that bridal party, because
it's amazing.
you can go to big weddings too, and like I've been to weddings with 300, big sort of Donegal weddings and stuff where I've been performing. There's been 300 at it, and the people at the back, they're nearly, they're
cast away, they're away over there.
So there's something about that intimate wedding, and was that something you had in your head originally, or did you have maybe years ago? Did you have like a big wedding in your head, or?
I suppose for me, because so much of our life and our role in this kind of job is so public, for me, that kind of cozy, intimate wedding tucked away in the hills of Donegal was where my brain was at. And my husband is actually a really private person, so it worked really well, the dynamic. And again, you know, it was nice just to shut off for a night and have a couple drinks and
Aye.
just be in the moment, and just everything about it, the backdrop of Donegal and the rolling hills and everything.
Yeah.
And then inside there was like a little nook in the bar, and we got some really beautiful shots there. We had our photos taken by Forever Social,
Right.
and then we had drone footage and everything by Farland Films. And they're actually a couple, Abby
Aye.
and Matt, and they have separate businesses, but they often work together.
Right, brilliant.
And you know, they were exceptional, start to finish. We had shots the next day we could share if we wanted. But it was tough finding a dress, I have to say. That was
Right. And did the weather hold out on the day for your photos?
Do you know, it held for the photos.
Right, brilliant.
I had put out, you know, the Child of Prague.
Yeah.
It's like a tradition, you put it out to pray for good weather, and I did say a prayer. I prayed the whole morning just for a good day.
Yeah.
And for my husband and stuff. And then of course the rain actually did hold, and then it was started to spit. They were like,
Right.
we got the final shot. So I
Oh,
was
that's good too.
like, God.
And did you do a lot of outdoor shots with the?
We did. We were at like it sounds very dramatic actually. We were at like a cliff edge, but it overlooked like a valley, and there was like a lake at the bottom. And so we got really, really beautiful, really nice shots, and then a drone went over us, and it was just perfect. And then we had more intimate ones in the venue themselves, and just ones with family and friends.
Yeah.
And we got the chance to get maybe more like family official ones outside the bar, and ones of course with a pint of Guinness each, and pouring pints of Guinness, which was really
It's such an important thing too, the photos, because it's great to look back, and it's people that, you know, people in the photos as well. You know, a photo's timeless and it'll always be there. It's
Yeah.
searchable, you know, and you've got them memories of people who maybe 20, 30 years time.
Mightn't
so it's
be
always
there,
it's
yeah.
lovely to have as well, you know.
And we did have, for anybody who has passed on, we had just photos of, you know, late grandparents.
Yeah.
I was very close with all of my grandparents, particularly my maternal grandmother. So we had a little people who couldn't be here. And
Yeah.
I had lost my best friend in my early 20s, Zachary. So we had a little photo of him. And on the day, you know, I included him in my speech. My father, very fond of him as well. He was there and he spoke about him. And my best friend who's passed on, had a friend I hadn't even met at the time, but we had met following his funeral, and he is called Gage, and he was at the wedding.
Brilliant.
So it was like a
brilliant.
little piece of my late best friend, who very much on the day felt like he was with us, which was really nice, just to honour him and have him as part of the day.
So you done a speech on your day then, is it? Yeah.
Yes.
Was that completely different from, you know, you were obviously, you'll be giving speeches, whether it be in Parliament or whatever, it's a completely different, and you know, writing that speech and stuff. How did you find that?
I found it really overwhelming, because I wanted everybody to feel seen, but I
Yeah.
didn't want to be too long, because we've all been to weddings and it's everybody's special day, so sometimes we just go on and on. But for me, I just wanted to really hit the notes of, I suppose, the sacrifices your parents have made over the years
Yeah.
for you, and just the love that you have. Of course, your husband's family, you're become part of
Yeah.
their family, so just sort of echoing, giving thanks for, you know, they've raised a really nice guy
Yeah.
in my husband. And of course, you know, I just kind of finished on all the things I love about my husband, and just kind of, my husband's really into woodworking.
Right,
And
right.
he's really good at it. So just
Aye.
kind of talking about some of the little cute...
I'm renovating
lovely-
the house. Do you think he was?
I'll give him a call. But I just really loved getting the chance to celebrate him, and maybe share some of the things about him that his friends mightn't know. So,
Yeah.
you know, my husband's just really kind, and I always laugh because he has so much patience and I have none.
Right.
So he has, I said like in my speech, like, you have enough patience for the both of us. So
I think that's a great dynamic, but in a marriage as well, you know, to have them different things as well, I think it always works best, so it does.
100%. And that's it. I think opposites attract sometimes.
Oh, big time, big time.
You know, he's very organised and I'm sort of, you know, all over
Yeah.
the place. But there's a sanctity, and, you know, my husband he's so good, he'll wait till I'm done at work. So
Yeah.
we'll have long nights sometimes. Your Monday, Tuesday, you'll be home, not all the time now, but 9, 10 o'clock sometimes.
Yeah.
And he'll wait.
Oh, that's lovely too,
So
Jonas.
when our wedding planning was happening, he'd make a lot of the phone calls during the day.
Yeah.
And then we would meet with the vendors, for example, on the weekend. So he was very, very good.
How did you find that process of meeting with your vendors and stuff? Was it overwhelming, or did you find that sort of lots going on?
Do you know, I kind of was like, It is overwhelming at the start, I
Yeah.
think. Now, I wouldn't change anything about it. We had a Sass and Halo was our florist.
Beautiful. Their stuff's beautiful.
Unreal.
It really is
And
lovely.
it was like it was like a lily. So
Yeah.
I did white lilies with some purple through it. So my dress was very embellished. It was very sparkly and stuff. So I didn't want to go too over the top. And we just got it just perfect. And my husband and all the sort of men in the bridal party had little lilies as well. So
Lovely.
that was they were quite popular that year as well, lilies. So I thought, you know what, throw them in, why not?
And was your mum involved in the planning? Was that important to you, or was that something you were going? I know a lot of that sort of family dynamics that can be, trying to keep people happy. It can
You are
be
telling
hard
me.
too.
Oh my word. So yeah, no, very difficult. My mum was my world. So she and I wore my wedding dress was almost silver. And my mummy was beautiful. She was in like a gold maxi dress. She's absolutely stunning. She's like a film star. And I wanted my mummy to feel included.
Yeah.
And she wanted me married, of course, in the local parish, as tradition would have it. But I was like, I think they'll understand.
Was that hard too? Because I know, like, even that for older people, they say, oh, I'm not doing this, or I'm not going there, or maybe going away from the local parish and stuff. Was that a big debate sort of to get that?
Well, my daddy, I think, was the worst culprit. He'd half the country invited, and
Right,
I'd said to this is the complexity is like we've big families, So I always say, Daddy, look, we have to do like 70 was like our cutoff, because there's only so many seats. Like the venue itself is small, but they had said, in the evening time you can have like a party almost and invite. We had space for about, I think, 20-30 more people, so I had a few people from work there who I adore,
right.
And then we brought them in and just Daddy's kind of friends and stuff, because I didn't want anybody to feel
your dad
isolated.
didn't feel left out there.
Exactly. And then I didn't want to feel like the big bad wolf, I didn't want anybody to feel like they weren't invited, but it was more of a matter of just logic that we just couldn't fit everybody in. But it was lovely. Like, I had friends there who I've known since I was 12, 13. And then you've newer friends, you've friends you made through work who've become your best friends, like Tanya. And then Maria, who was my maid of honour. I've seen her through all walks of life. And then I had my friend Amy as well, who've been through thick and thin. And just having your girls the morning of. And we had a jacuzzi. We stayed at an Airbnb the night before. We had a jacuzzi, and just spending those special final moments with my mummy and daddy the night before as well. And dad's prepping a speech in the corner. Me and mum are having mojitos, on the other side. And just to be able to switch off, and it was just lovely, really, really
The
nice.
bridal party on the day too, it's such an important thing as well. Even that bit of help as well, to help you out and stuff. So did you find that was good as well?
Oh, they were fantastic. Not a detail was missed. Like getting me into the dress and making sure the shoes were ready, and we all had matching pajamas and stuff. And I had Louise Lavery, she's from Belfast, doing my makeup.
Right.
And she was exceptional, and had Trey from Atelier in Derry doing my hair.
Oh, yes.
And he is just class, and Louise for the makeup was remarkable. I had one pre-sitting with her before.
Yeah.
And I grew up hating having brown eyes. I know it sounds silly, but I actually, with age, I'm just bring them out, let's do loads with them. So she was perfect, just all those wee niggly things as a woman.
It's such an important thing as well, the makeup and the hair for the ladies.
Totally.
And we would see it all the time in our Facebook forum and stuff, where there can be a lot of pressure too, where you maybe book somebody and it's getting something that suits you.
Totally.
And did you find that was good on the day then? It suited, because
it was choosing hair up, hair down was the big debate.
Yeah.
I was and then I said to myself, look, we'll do hair up. I wanted to be a bit more traditional for the for the chapel part. So my dress came in a two-piece. I had a bolero, maybe I think it was called, and it kind of had a high neck, and then I had a separate, obviously, the part of the dress. So I did hair up, the two-piece, and then in the later evening just took my hair down. I always wear my hair down, and then just took off the wee top piece. So I kind of had two looks in a way that was cost effective. So
it is, because you've seen a lot of brides as well. They have an evening dress and a day dress,
And funny, I had an idea for a second dress. It was only £75. I just thought, if you want to move about the venue at night time.
Yeah.
But when I was trying it on in the house, my husband seen it, so
that's not directed, so that wasn't going to happen.
So no, but just the best day. It is the best day of your life, and everybody said it will fly.
Yeah, and it does.
And it flies.
It's literally party post, with photographers and videographers bringing you here, there, and everywhere.
chaos.
Do you think there's a lot of pressure on brides or even grooms as well? You know, they see a lot of stuff on social media, and I know you're a big advocate for social media and the rights and wrongs of it. Do you think there's a lot of pressure on couples there?
100%. I think social media, there's like, it's like a put on a platter to you, you know, like this is what you should have at your wedding, that you know, don't forget this and this kind of stuff, and if you do this, people might and it's like, at the end of the day, I think ultimately your wedding day is about you and your husband or your wife, you know, it's about each other, and I felt leading up to it, you don't want to upset anybody, you don't want anybody to feel left out, and this person wants this, but ultimately somebody mightn't be happy, and you just need to find that peace of knowing that, look, we'll do everything we can to make everybody happy, fed, watered, a dance, cake, all the kind of basics. But really it's about the love on the day and two people coming together. And but the mental health piece, I think, leading up to a wedding, it's very stressful. And
even for yourself, for somebody that's in public life. And I know, you know, you're in public life and a lot of people want to see what's happening.
Or your dress. I was so nervous. I was like,
did you find that really difficult for yourself?
Because I wanted to stay true to myself, and I wanted to choose something I felt comfortable in. And of course you get comments of that's inappropriate, or I wouldn't have wore that to the chapel, or too much makeup, or, you know, too much of this, not enough of that. But you just have to remain true to yourself, and just, you only get, well, God willing, you only have to get married once.
There can be a lot of criticism too out there, and it can be really hard as well on people, like, you know, and I'm sure you're somebody that sees that more than anybody, because with your job there is that element of it, you know.
And brides will feel a lot of pressure to lose weight as well, you know, on your day. You know, you kind of get this, these photos will live forever, and you kind of get, like, leading up to my wedding, I was Pilates and gymming 3 times a week and walking, and, you know, there is that kind of, oh my God, like, I really need to look perfect, you know. And I think women feel that pressure every day, but I think specifically leading up to a wedding, especially with measurements and all that kind of stuff, you have to stay a certain weight to make sure your dress comes in okay. And I got my dress at a More Bridal in London.
Oh, right.
So I had to fly over. They done a trunk show in Dublin, and I said to my mummy, these dresses are to die for. I've never seen anything like them. So I saved up, and I thought, no, I really want this dress. And I had to go to London and get it, but it was worth it. And everybody.
How did you find that experience? Because there is brides as well can have really bad experiences. You know, I think a dress is such an important thing, and you want to feel absolutely wonderful in it. And I know there is, like, brides can go on and they can try on dresses, and, you know, maybe be told, no, that's not for you and stuff. So you've all that sort of pressure too.
100%. It's hard, you know, and I think when you're in front of that mirror and you're choosing a dress, there's a very harsh critic in your head, I think, for a lot of women. Definitely for me, you have to be raw and honest about these kinds of things, you know. What suits your shape or your silhouette, or, if I'm trying this dress on a year before the wedding, how much weight could I lose between now and then, or what if I gain weight from stress? But for me, it was, I just kept going, and I met some lovely local dress companies. Like here in Coleraine, we have some remarkable dresses, but for me, I was like, no, I thought I had it, but then I was like, I just want to look at one more shop, and then that one more shop, and I tried on my dress. It is true what they say. When you put it on, you will know. And
have you been wearing it about the
house? Oh, that's it. Doing the dishes, just get it out. And then I thought to myself, you know, what do you do with a wedding dress after? But I would love to keep it so my children, God willing, you know, children someday will be able to see it. And it's a beautiful thing, you know. Life's, getting married yourself is a very full circle moment, because when I was growing up, my mother and father's wedding photos were all over the wall, and I thought, wow. And well, my one criticism, I said, why wasn't I invited? I didn't exist. But it's just lovely, because now, you know, my husband and I, we have our wedding photos, and then if we have children, you know, they'll have the it's a beautiful kind of full circle.
Yes, and I think it's one of them things, the album always comes out as well, so it doesn't always looked at as well, you know.
It's so special. And then I always say, like, if I have any advice for, you know, future people, it would be, don't stress. And sometimes we think with weddings, everything has to be luxury. There is things you can kind of, not everything has to be this, like, really
I think there's
expensive.
a lot of pressure as well, because if you're getting married, there's people the same age as you getting married, and you're looking it's all that thing as well of looking what somebody else has done and
Aye.
you know, not maybe outdoing it, but always thinking, oh, I'll need to, you know, I need to impress too, and I need to bring it to the next level too.
It feels like you can never. There's this expectation of what will my wedding look like and feel like. And for me, me and my husband kind of said before the day, let's stick together the whole day. Because if we lose each other, we won't get the chance to spend our wedding day together. So we did the tables, the rounds together, you know, and I think that number of 70 is just perfect because you can kind of get around everybody. And it was incredible. And to see those friendships that kind of came out of it, of my aunties meeting some of my friends, they all got on like a house on fire. And no, it was lovely. And we had people, you know, Peter's sister lives in Canada. She was over, and it was just lovely. I wouldn't change a thing, but I would say to any brides stressing out there, just remember, not everything that you see online is real either. And, you know, if your shoes are, you know, from Next, or, you know, not everything has to be done in this big kind of theatrical way. You know, just do what's right for you, and don't stress about things like budget. Just do what's within your means. Don't be...
and you know what, it's your day as well. It's nobody else's day, and that's probably the important point of that. So it is. So you wouldn't change anything else from the day?
I wouldn't. I
was hoping for the booking, so I was hoping I would have booked you.
I wish I found the hypnosis stuff, and that would have been the best crack, because I see now there's hypnosis, magicians, all these kinds of things. So that was the only thing we sort of didn't have, was like a wee bit of something kind of sprinkled in. I probably would have changed that, probably would have added something. But we didn't have, I was telling you before, we didn't have any kids at the wedding, which is my one regret. But it's just anybody we spoke to that has kids that was attending was like, I want a night off. So like, it's totally fine if you don't want kids. We were like, you can bring them if you want. But they were like, no, it's sometimes a wedding is good for parents to kind of, you know, take the parent hat off for a night and just enjoy themselves.
And you love live music, so live music was a big part of that, especially with your partner.
Amazing.
Played in bands and stuff too, so that was really important.
And getting to see him in his element and playing guitar and all that kind of stuff, it was really lovely. And his friends are exceptional, you know, in Scruff. But no, I wouldn't change a thing, and it flies. Like, we're almost a year now. It's remarkable. Yeah.
For a young bride scrolling through Instagram and all, we sort of touched on it, but that would be your advice. Don't buy in too much, and, you know, really enjoy your day.
100%. Like, the social media stuff, I think, has changed the whole game when it comes to hen do's, when it comes to stag do's. You know, what used to be, oh, we'll go to Belfast for a night, has turned into a weekend at Ibiza. You know, sometimes the financial pressure is on, even if you're attending a wedding. But I always say to people, just stay true to yourself. You don't have to go crazy. You know, budget wise, just, you know, the price of things is remarkable. And of course, my husband and I are very blessed. We're both in full-time work, but, you know, just the day is about yous at the end of the day. And don't feel pressure from the internet and social media and Instagram.
And finding the things is important. Do you know the honeymoon was very important to yourself and your husband as well?
Getting to switch off. So we put up, the day before my wedding, I put up, it's like a generated image of our dog in a tux, and I just said, look, it was kind of corny, but I was like, my mum and dad are getting married, so we honeymooned actually in the jungle, and with no Wi-Fi. And my husband hates me on my phone, and I hate myself on my phone because it.
And I'm sure that's really hard too for you, because you know, your phone's
digital detox. You know, shakes, getting the shakes, not being able to use my phone, but I just knew you need to switch off. Physically and mentally, you need to just throw the phone away. So for me, my honeymoon was just incredible. It was really wonderful. And
it's a great start to the marriage set too, having that time, just that intimate
together.
Time. And there is no phones, there is no social media.
And no kids yet
just
as well.
Enjoying it as well, you know.
And my one piece of advice actually to brides and, you know, grooms would be, we took 2 days in between and then went on honeymoon. And you are on cloud 9. Like, you are just, see that feeling when you're first, oh, my husband will be right. You know, you're calling him your husband for the first time, and it's just a lovely, lovely feeling. You can't buy it, you can't bottle it. It's just, if I could, I would. Like, it's just such a lovely feeling. And so now you're married and all now. How's married life and how's that all going? Incredible. Like, my husband, I've said, you know, publicly before, he really is my backbone, my ability to do this job. And we divvy up tasks depending on how busy my work day is. And, you know, he'll maybe be heavier at the start of the week and I'll take the end of the week. But it's lovely, and it's the best thing you'll ever do. And for me, it's like nothing changes, but everything kind of changes.
Yeah.
Because you're like glue, you know, and when you make life decisions, it's lovely, you're making them together. But no, I would recommend it. Like it's lovely, and once all the stress is over on the day, your shoulders just drop. You know, it's lovely. It really is a lovely feeling, and all the vendors I worked with, exceptional, and I would highly recommend.
Cara, I think we've touched on loads today, and thank you so much, because I know you have such a busy schedule, and it's great to get a perspective from somebody who's in the public eye about their wedding, and especially as well, not to stress too much about your own. So 100%. Thank you so much.
Just do you, and don't look at Instagram, and don't set standards too high. Just enjoy every minute. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So thanks for listening to the podcast from Wedding Help, and remember, you can check everything online at www.weddinghelpni.com. Thanks, and bye for now.